the people that are around them have this way of being and they kind of fall into that, or it's drugs or it's alcohol or whatever it is. But then they find a new one.
Yeah.
And then they can slide right into that new one. And all of a sudden, they feel energized when they wake up in the morning instead of hungover. They're getting exercise in. They're eating healthy. They're starting to think about things correctly and do good things. And the momentum of them doing those good things leads them to feel good about themselves and energized. And these are all things that you promote and that I think are genuinely really significant, like really important.
Well,
the thing is, it gets maligned. You get pushed into this weird. But what we were talking about before the podcast, by a small select group of people. It's a very small but vocal minority that wants to misrepresent you.
Yeah.
And then there's the periphery that listen to this small group, and then they sort of parrot those words out without any real thinking about what you've said.
Well, one of the things that I have made a mistake about in the past that I just realized in the last couple of weeks was that, people often accuse me and they say, well, most of the people that listen to you are men. And I think, when you're accused like that, your automatic response is, well, you wouldn't be accused if you weren't doing something wrong. So there must be something wrong about that. It's like, why isn't it 50% women? And so I've said things like, well, 80% of the people who watch YouTube videos are men. And so the fact that 80% of the people who watch my videos are men isn't that surprising given that base rate. But then about 3 weeks ago, I started thinking, well, what the hell am I doing? It's like, is there something wrong with talking to men? Is that actually a problem? It's like I didn't set out to do that specifically, but if that's the way it's working out, and there is a majority of men coming to my shows, say, then why is that all of a sudden supposed to be a bad thing? I'm asking men to be more honest, and especially in their speech and their thinking, and to be more responsible for themselves and for their family and for their community, and to grow up and to shoulder their burden and to live a responsible and meaningful life, and putting those two things together conceptually. And it's like, and then there's an accusation about that as if there's something wrong. And I thought, well, why am I even playing into this? It's like, fine, I'm talking to men. I'm encouraging them. And I am absolutely thrilled. Like every time someone comes up to me, and that's happening maybe 100 times a week or something like that, and tells me one of these stories about how they put their life together. It's like, I'm absolutely thrilled about that. And so